From the moment the eyeball alien slipped free of its cage, every viewer knew something terrible was about to unfold. But no one expected the creature to crawl across the sand, find Arthur's lifeless body washed ashore, and bring him back from the dead. In the final minutes of Alien Earth's season finale, the T. Ocellus made its most shocking move yet. And in doing so, it may have set the stage for an even darker second season. Today we're diving into exactly what happened, why the alien chose Arthur, and the terrifying plans it might be putting into motion now that it controls a human body. The finale gave us chaos from every angle. Adam Ines tried to manipulate Joe, locking him inside a pen with the alien sheep infected by the T. Ocellus. But the plan backfired. The eyeball alien broke loose, slipping past its captors with unnerving precision. Moments later, the camera takes us to the shoreline. Arthur's body, bloated from the sea, lies abandoned on the sand. This is the father figure, the scientist, the man who tried to keep some sense of order. Now nothing more than a husk, until the Ocellus finds him. It climbs onto his face, prying open the flesh of his left eye socket. And then, with horrifying purpose, it inserts itself inside. The next shot is unforgettable. Arthur's body jolts upright, alive again. But this is not Arthur. It's something else. Something patient, intelligent, and far more dangerous. To understand this moment, we have to break down what we know about the T. Ocellus so far. First, it's parasitic. We've already seen it take over a sheep, sliding into an eye and seizing control of its body. The fact that it can animate a dead human tells us its biology is even stranger than we thought. This isn't just a parasite that needs a living host. It can repurpose dead tissue, like a puppet. Second, it's cunning. The Ocellus doesn't act randomly. It escaped captivity with careful timing, sought out Arthur's body deliberately, and chose a host that gives it maximum advantage. This isn't instinct, it's strategy. And third, it's small but dangerous. Physically, it's fragile compared to the hulking xenomorphs or the larger alien predators we've seen. But where those creatures rely on brute force, the Ocellus thrives on stealth, infiltration, and deception. It survives by becoming what we trust. So why Arthur? Out of all the possible hosts, why did the Ocellus pick him? On the surface, the answer seems simple. Arthur's body was there, intact and vulnerable. But there's more to it. Arthur was a respected scientist, someone whose identity carries weight. Even in death, Arthur means something to the other survivors. By taking his body, the Ocellus gains camouflage. No one will suspect that Arthur, resurrected, is actually a puppet. Through Arthur, it can walk openly among humans, use his voice, his credentials, and his authority. It can infiltrate the very heart of the survivor's trust without raising suspicion. Think about it. In the hands of an alien parasite, Arthur isn't just a body. He's a Trojan horse. Now comes the big question. What is the Ocellus planning, and what does controlling Arthur allow it to do? Plan 1. Infiltration and escape. Arthur's body is more than just a vessel, it's a passport. As a respected scientist and authority figure, Arthur can move freely, ask questions, and make demands that no one would second guess. In the eyes of the other survivors, his sudden return might look miraculous. They won't think alien parasite, they'll think Arthur survived. For the Ocellus, this gives it a shield. Instead of hiding in shadows like it did in the sheep, it can now operate in plain sight. Every handshake, every conversation, every movement, it can gather intelligence and scout escape routes without raising alarm. And here's the chilling part. Once Arthur regains access to transport systems, ships, or supply lines, the Ocellus could leave the island entirely. Imagine it boarding a vessel unnoticed, traveling to the mainland, and then vanishing into the population. One alien parasite could suddenly become humanity's greatest threat, not through brute force, but through the quiet spread of deception. Plan 2. Access to knowledge and technology. Arthur wasn't just any survivor, he was one of the scientific minds studying the alien organisms. That means his face, his fingerprints, his codes, and his authority opened doors that no one else can. The T. Ocellus now holds the keys to humanity's research. Inside labs and digital files are details about alien biology, weaknesses, and experiments. By posing as Arthur, the Ocellus could erase critical data, sabotage weapons, or even manipulate ongoing experiments to favor alien survival. Think about it. The one man who knew how to fight these creatures is now their puppet. With a few keystrokes, the Ocellus could dismantle months of human progress. Or worse, it could twist that knowledge to create new hybrids, accelerate alien evolution, and make the next wave of invaders unstoppable. Plan 3. Building a hidden network of hosts. The sheep wasn't enough. Arthur is just the beginning. We've already seen how the Ocellus spreads. It slips into an eye and takes control. What's stopping it from repeating the process? If Arthur, under alien control, lures people into isolated places, it could infect others quietly, one by one. Soon, a handful of survivors could be replaced by puppets. A doctor, a guard, a leader, each one serving the alien hive without anyone realizing it. And the genius of this plan is patience. The Ocellus doesn't need an army overnight. All it needs is time. A slow, invisible network spreading under humanity's nose would be far more devastating than an outright invasion, because by the time anyone notices, it's already too late. Plan 4. Social manipulation and psychological warfare. Arthur isn't just a scientist, he was a trusted figure, someone others looked up to. His death was tragic, and his return would shake people to their core. Imagine the emotional impact of Arthur walking back into camp, claiming he survived against all odds. The survivors would rally behind him, confide in him, maybe even put him back into a leadership role. The Ocellus could use this to its advantage, whispering doubts, sowing division, and pushing humans into making the wrong decisions. And if suspicion ever arises, the Ocellus can use Arthur's familiar face to disarm critics. Who would dare accuse the respected scientist of being an imposter? That's the power of social camouflage. It weaponizes trust. In fact, this plan might be the most dangerous of all, because while brute strength can be resisted and infiltration can be uncovered, psychological manipulation can break humanity from within. If the survivors can't even trust each other, their downfall is inevitable. Plan 5. Experimentation and evolution. This one is more speculative, but it's worth considering. Inside Arthur's mind, or at least in his memories and research, lies knowledge of human biology, alien weaknesses, and genetic experiments. The Ocellus could use Arthur's access to push these experiments further, blending alien DNA with human tissue, or exploring ways to create stronger, more adaptable hosts. Arthur's body might just be step 1, but if the Ocellus can figure out how to perfect its control, maybe even rejuvenate tissue or manipulate DNA, it could create something far worse. Hybrids designed for long-term infiltration, not just a puppet, but a new species born from the merger of human science and alien instinct. That's the nightmare scenario. Not just survival, not just infiltration, but evolution. A parasite that can not only hijack us, but become us. Each of these plans shows us the same chilling truth. By taking Arthur, the Ocellus didn't just gain a body, it gained a weapon, a disguise, and a strategy all in one. And whether it chooses to infiltrate, manipulate, expand, or evolve, one thing is clear: humanity has no idea what's coming.